Hey everybody, my name is Josh Gaughan. I'm the tool repairman and maintenance man here at the Wm.T.Spaeder company. Wm.T.Spaeder company is a mechanical contractor. It's been family owned and in business for over 100 years. Today, it's springtime in Erie, Pennsylvania on the shores of the Great Lake Erie. So it's time to freshen up a little bit. It's really me, I promise. It's also time to get outside and talk about a little bit of the differences between a cordless and corded Sawzall. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take this one apart a little bit and we're going to replace the blade clamp assembly. We'll show you how we do it here. Maybe you've got some better ideas, or maybe we can help you do it. If you do have some better ideas, be sure to put them in the comment section below. If this is something that you like and you enjoy, feel free to subscribe or click a like button, or I think the kids say you're supposed to smash it, but I'm the tool repair guy. Don't smash anything if you don't have to. Just take it easy. So, cordless Sawzall. This is a 2720-20 Milwaukee Cordless Sawzall. 18 volts, runs on batteries. Being battery powered, that means that they don't have to have cords and extension cords strewn across a construction site, so you don't have an potential electrical hazard, and you don't have a trip hazard, where as the corded version, obviously you do. And oh boy, here comes the train. One thing that's similar about both of them, because we're a mechanical contractor, that means plumbers, steam fitters, sprinkler fitters. It means piping and demoing pipe a lot overhead. Anything that comes out of that cut, all the chips and any kind of liquids that's left over in the piping that these guys are demoing out, it's going to go right down the gullet of this thing and get into the blade clamp assembly. So we're going to change out the blade clamp assembly on the 2720-20, and we'll have a look at how these are different and what makes this one so troublesome to repair. Okay, so we're going to slide this rubber boot off of the tool so that we can get to the gear case, split it in half, and replace the blade clamp assembly. This is usually the hardest part of the operation. We've got to get the little rubber boot over the thumb lever down here. And that's a struggle, and I'm doing an opposite of what I normally would. So that, oh, it worked. That was the easiest it's ever happened. I'm saying it's the camera. There we go. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look down the gullet here at the blade clamp assembly, and you can see all the gook and gunk from cutting stuff overhead and how it goes right down in here. There's a little circlip that holds this assembly together, and we're going to find it with our little screwdriver. Oh, I've got the whole thing. There we go. Here it comes. We'll just peel that right around. Okay, greasy little thing. All right, now we're going to take this piece off. What this does is this holds the shoe on. The whole shoe slides right in there, and it pins right in. But we're going to take this off, because as you can see, it's got the gear case held together. So we'll start there. We have to take these two screws here that hold the gear case onto the plastic motor housing, because it can't pass without removing those. So we'll back to our smaller size. It's kind of like a dance. Or if you do this enough times, you just take all the screws of one size out, and then go back through and do the others. We've got some small prying tools here. We're going to try to get in here somewhere. There we go. Just give her a little twist. Okay, there's our Sawzall. Couldn't have picked a better one. We really need to get this cap off of here. Oh, I've made a mess of the entire thing. See, that happens sometimes. These aren't always an easy. Whoop! Okay, now we can rotate this around, and that gets that shaft out of our way. See, it's recessed so we can get the little thumb lever out of the hole here. And there's our little spring. Now if we're lucky, this will all come right out of here. There's a little hole here where our pin goes to hold the blade in. This will come from the factory with this shaft either pointing in this little window or pointing on this side. It doesn't really matter. It is much easier to do when it's here instead of working with your fat mechanic's fingers through that little window, which we have to do, of course, because the camera's on. So, we've got our new barrel cam. This is what works the action. We've got our new spring. We've got our new blade clamp assembly. And we've got a little graphite. Milwaukee says to fill this full of graphite and not liquid lubricants. So here we go. And I've got to take my cut resistant gloves off so I don't get grease all over the packaging. It comes with instructions. It's worthwhile reading them if you haven't done this already. Okay. This is our inner piece. This goes on first. The sleeve has a hole for the little pin. And the pin goes through, and you saw on the other side of the shaft, it goes through the shaft as well. It's got a little bit of graphite on there. We've got some graphite to add to it because Milwaukee says to put graphite in here. Fits over this sleeve. The rotating piece has a little cam built into it, and it rotates and it moves the pin in and out, and that's what locks the blade in place. And here's the spring that returns it to its unlocked position or locked position. And this outer cap has a cam built into it as well that works in conjunction with the inner piece. So we'll go ahead and start trying to put this on, and I'm going to go ahead and say right now that this is always a bit of a struggle when that hole in the shaft is located in this little window because my fingers are fat. Sausage McFingers or mechanic's fingers. Okay. We want it to pull our little cam further into this way and not further into the cam, further out of the cam. So let's see. I think that'll be correct. Get it right. I can't see. There we go. Now this is a trick, and it's going to be a real trick for you to be able to see it. And we've got to rotate this just so, and there it is. Put our little pin in there. Oop, it's just about it. Okay, that's it. That was pretty easy. I'm surprised. We've got to put our barrel cam on now. Once we put the outer piece on, we won't be able to fit it in there. So we need our barrel cam and our spring. Now that I'm all greasy. And the spring's got a hook on either end, a little tiny hook, and then a little wiggly hook. So the spring is going to loop around the barrel cam with our little pointy, or what do I call that? The wiggly hook. And we're going to poke that right into this hole here. Poke that right in there. And that goes under the barrel cam. And it sits right in that slot, just like so. And now we're going to rotate our shaft so that it's sticking all the way out so we can finish the assembly. Oh, okay. All right then, we'll add our graphite. Just a little poof, I suppose. And we have to line our cam inside of here up with our cam here. Okay, this is correct. It should go right about here. So I'm going to locate my inner piece right about there. How about this one? We'll use this one. Okay, we've got our inner piece located correctly. Now we'll set our outer piece on there. And hopefully we're pretty close. I brought a big giant hammer out just in case we weren't. You got to get it just right. Sometimes you give her a little tap and she'll fall right on, and sometimes you just gotta fiddle with it a second. There it is. There, look at that. See? Now it's exposed the little ring where we can put our circlip. Sometimes it's a struggle, sometimes it goes right together. And we're going to put that right in the little ring there. Okay, now this is probably one of the most important parts. I've done this incorrectly numerous times and I've learned from it. Learning is an important thing. Put our case halves back together. And what we need to do is we need to make sure we didn't trap our little ground. And we need to make sure once we get the case halves together, we'll give her just a little tap. Yeah. We need to make sure that our barrel cam seats correctly. New blade clamp, already ready, already. Time for the final test, the real test. We'll put the blade in, we're gonna have to operate the thumb lever. It works. All fixed. Now you notice that I struggled a lot there. And sometimes you'll find that things that you've done over and over and over aren't always the same. Just like this, sometimes it winds up one way, sometimes it winds up the other, and sometimes you just gotta struggle a little bit. But it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. We're all back up and running. So hey, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this, you're welcome to like or subscribe or both. And come back again. Thanks so much. My name's Josh Gahn. I'm the tool repairman and maintenance man with the Wm.T.Spaeder Company.